Hi everybody, my name's Yvette. Today I'm going to show you how to work the crocheted adjustable magic loop, also known as a magic circle, which is used as the beginning of hats, such as this one here. You start off with your magic loop or magic circle at the top here, and you work in rows around and around and work in the round from the top to the bottom, like that. Or you can use it for little things like little baby mitts. This is the beginning of the magic loop here, worked around in circles again. You can use it for slippers. You can use it for baby cocoons, such as this here. Here's the beginning, where you start with your magic loop or magic circle, and you work up with your pattern to the end of the top there. And this would be used in lieu of creating a chain, which I'll just show you quickly. This would be used in lieu of creating a chain, such as this. Where you create a circle like this here. Well, let me do a couple more stitches to show it a little better, a little clearer for you. So normally when you're working in the round, you might create a chain like this here. The pattern might call for so many chains, and then it might call for you to slip stitch into the first one to create a chain like this, so it looks like a circle, where you can actually work stitches into that little center part there. Now the problem with this is, however big that hole is, and your stitches are being worked into that center of that hole, your hole you may still have a hole at the top of your hat, or whatever you're working. You may see part of this hole still, and it's not going to be closed off. So the way to avoid that is to work this little magic circle like this, which has an adjustable center that you can tighten up really tight like this and close it, and then tie it off, and it stays closed like that, and you don't have to worry about there being a hole at the top of your hat or in the center, the beginning of your little mitts or anything like that. So today I'm going to be using a J size crochet hook and our yarn here. This will be a right-handed demonstration. I hope that lefties can catch on to this. I'll try to go a little slowly. You can work a single crochet, half double crochet, treble crochet, and some of the other stitches, fancier stitches, into the center of this magic loop, but normally you would work a standard stitch like a single crochet or half double crochet or something like that. Today I'm going to work a double crochet into the center of my loop. If you're not familiar with how to do a double crochet stitch, check out my other videos. I do have a tutorial on how to work those stitches. So we're just going to take our yarn. We're going to leave about a 6-inch tail or so. We're going to go ahead and take our yarn and wrap it into a circle. And I'm going to take my hook, place it in the center of my circle, and I'm going to grab the yarn from behind like so. Now I'm going to hold this little area over here so that my circle doesn't close yet, and I'm just going to pull up this yarn into a little loop on my my crochet hook, and then I'm going to chain 3 onto my crochet hook. 1, 2, and 3. That will count as my first double crochet as I work around in a circle into my circle here. That will count as my first stitch. So now I'm going to go ahead and actually work my double crochet into the center of this loop here, and I'm just going to hold this yarn over here again so it doesn't doesn't open or close on me right now. So I'm going to go ahead and yarn over, keep my circle open, and I'm going to work into the center of the circle, come back out the back, grab my working yarn. Whoops, let me do that one more time. Grab my working yarn, the whole thing. Come back up. I've got 3 on my hook now. I'm going to yarn over one more time, and then I'm going to pull through 2 stitches or chains, yarn over again, and pull through the second 2 chains. That is my second double crochet. We're going to count the 3 chains at the beginning as a first double crochet. This will count as my second one. So now that I've worked my second double crochet, I'm going to pull the tail just a little bit, tighten it just slightly. We're going to tighten this hole up just a little bit. You'll see how it's going to close it, my circle, just a little bit, and make it a little bit smaller to work into. I'm going to take this tail and I'm going to get it out of the way and bring it over the right hand side. Now I'm going to work all the rest of my double crochets into the center of my loop without my tail, so I'm going to work into it like this here. I want to get the tail out of the way at this point so that it doesn't get caught under my stitches, which makes it more difficult to pull the tail and tighten my hole here at the end once I've worked my stitches. If I keep this out of the way right now and just work into the center, it's much easier to pull on this tail to close this loop or this hole a lot easier. So I'm just going to work a few more into the center to show you how to work around it. So you're just going to go ahead and double crochet another one by yarning over, going into the center of your loop, yarn over from behind, pull it up through the center, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through your second 2 to complete your full double crochet. So now I've got 3 double crochet on there. You can hold your, once you get kind of caught onto this and you're a little comfortable with the way you're holding things, you can kind of hold this yarn tail over here with your other hand, and you can just work your next stitch into your center. Okay, oops. So that's another one. So now we'll work our next double crochet into the center. You're just going to keep going around the center, going around the circle, working into the center. You'll see how it's creating this row of stitches that's going to just keep going around in a circle here. If I were to just keep going, I could just keep going and going. But usually you're not going to work too many stitches into the center because you want to be able to pull this this tail to close it up. If you have too many stitches worked into the center, you're going to have a hole because it's just going to be too much working into the center there. So let's count our stitches, including the one we have on the chain. On our hook we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's do 2 more. Work 2 more double crochets into the center. Of our magic circle, or magic loop. So now I've got 8, including the one that's still on the chain that's still on the hook. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull this tail a little bit tighter, and you'll see how it closes up the center even more for me. So now I'm going to start my second row by doing a chain 1, or excuse me, by doing a slip stitch into the top of the first stitch that is considered my first double crochet. I'm just going to do a slip stitch to close my circle. And at this point you can pull that tail from behind, the short tail, nice and tight, and you'll see how it closes up that center very nice like that. So in order to do another row around, you always do your chain 3 at the beginning of your row when you're working your double crochet, and then I'm going to work into that same first stitch there. I'll work a double crochet. I'll go into my next stitch just for this purpose here today. I'll do another one into that next stitch. I'll work another one into the third stitch. Okay. So you'll see I've got my circle here, and I'm going to start working around the whole thing again till I get to the end of the row again, and then I'll do another slip stitch in the top of that chain. So I'm just going to show you how to quickly, we'll leave this loop hanging loosely so we don't lose it. So once you've got your first or second row on there, you can pull your tail from the back very tightly. Make sure you're closing that hole up really tight, and then you're just going to create a knot. And I usually do 2 or 3 knots over itself, and I'll pull that knot as close as I can till the edge of the fabric that I'm creating here, my work. I'm going to create another knot over that one. Again, you can do 2 or 3 knots over itself. And then what I usually do is take a yarn needle, thread this tail through the yarn needle, and then I work this little tail with my yarn needle. I just pull it through these little first row of these little tiny stitches here around in a circle, and then I'll pull it out the other end, I'll tie it off again, and then I'll chop it real short, about like that there, and that secures that circle from opening, like so. So I'm just going to go ahead, pick this up, and I'm just going to go ahead and work one double crochet into each of the initial double crochets from that first row, just to show you how it looks once you get to the end of your first full row after you worked your beginner's circle there. Again, if you're not familiar with how to do the double crochet stitch or any of the other basic stitches such as the single crochet, half double crochet, or the triple crochet, check out my other videos and they will show how to do that. So we'll work one into this last stitch here. And once I get to the last one, I'm going to go ahead and do another slip stitch into that top row, like so, and then I'll do a chain 3 again to start my next row. Now, because of the fact that I only worked one into each one, it's starting to pucker and kind of turn into a little hat already. Normally you'd work probably 2 into each one to start that second row, so it doesn't pucker up like that, but you get the gist of what we're doing here. Working one row, working another row, working another row. Okay? And that is how to work the beginning of your magic circle or magic loop, which again is adjustable for you to close it up so that you have a nice tight hole for the beginning of your hats or things that you work in a circle, work in the round crocheting. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, or you can email me directly at YvetteMariesFineArt@gmail.com, and I will reply to you as quickly as I can. I'll leave that email address in the description section below. Check out my other videos. I do have some patterns. I will be posting patterns such as this little kitty hat here, little teddy bear hats, the little newborn mitts. So check back if they're not already there. I will be adding these patterns and some other patterns on how to make the cocoons and some other fun things for all different sizes. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.